Hello, South Florida. I'm Hawa Ezel.
I'm Leanne Abu-Tarbush. Today is Tuesday, January 24th, 2023.
Live from the FIU Lee Kaplan School of Journalism and Media, this is SFMN Newsbreak.
Gun safety push by the president in the wake of the Lunar New Year mass shooting. The White House is once again calling on lawmakers to take action toward easing gun-related violence in the U.S.
As CNN's John Lawrence reports, this comes after another rash of shootings broke out nationwide.
Come here, hands up!
In San Mateo County, California, authorities arrest a 67-year-old man accused of fatally shooting at least 7 people and critically injuring at least 1 other.
We're working with the district attorney's office and we have a collaborative investigation, and I have all the confidence that together we will get to the bottom of this.
In Kansas, 3 deputies and a highway patrol trooper were hurt, and a wanted suspect was killed in a shootout in Dodge City, according to a spokesperson for the Kansas Bureau of Investigation. To Johnstown, Pennsylvania, where police say a man was shot and killed by a suspect who ran from the scene, according to CNN affiliate WJAC-TV. Those were among the gun violence incidents reported Monday, and it has some lawmakers in Washington, D.C. calling for action.
While the Senate passed bipartisan gun safety legislation last year, and that was a very welcome move, more should be done.
President Biden issued a statement on Monday calling on Congress to pass an assault weapons and high-capacity magazine ban and legislation that raises the minimum purchasing age to 21 years old. The Gun Violence Archive defines a mass shooting as an incident where at least 4 people, not including the suspect, are shot. According to the archive, there's been more than 36 mass shootings in the U.S. since the start of the year. I'm John Lawrence reporting.
A 2022 study from the American Academy of Pediatrics said firearm injuries are the leading cause of death for people under the age of 24 in the United States.
An economic crisis and low wages lead to unrest in Venezuela. Workers in Caracas, Venezuela staged demonstrations during a protest last Thursday demanding higher wages and critical economic crisis.
A theater productions in Jacksonville's Douglas Anderson School of the Arts was banned for its LGBTQ themes. Reporter Natalie LaRoche from the DC Bureau has more on the story.
Madeline Scotti and her classmates were prepared to do a run-through of the theater show Indecent until she found out the show had been canceled. Indecent tells the story of the Yiddish play God of Vengeance, which was censored on Broadway in 1923 for its depiction of a lesbian relationship. The school principal told parents about Indecent's cancellation in an email, saying that the new show, The Seagull, was more suitable for student performers and audiences.
I mean, we thought it was a joke at first. It was heartbreaking when our producer told us it was so devastating. It felt like all of our hearts had been ripped out.
Many are drawing connections between the show's cancellation and Florida's Don't Say Gay bill, as the law is commonly known. Though it applies to K through 3rd grades, people fear that the legislation is empowering censorship of queer topics. Governor DeSantis rejected the AP African American Studies course in part because of its material on queer theory.
This course on Black history, what's one of the lessons about? Queer theory. Now, who would say that an important part of Black history is queer theory? That is somebody pushing an agenda on our kids.
The National Coalition Against Censorship released statements on both matters.
The entire play is based in the detrimental effects of censorship. So, of course, when our play is being censored, it's going to gain national attention, because why wouldn't it?
The show's playwright, Paula Vogel, has also shown her support for the students of Douglas Anderson School of the Arts, saying they are brave. Reporting from Washington, D.C. for the South Florida Media Network, I'm Natalie LaRoche.
The Supreme Court has delayed a ruling that would determine whether there can be political censorship on social media. 3 cases that would determine a ruling on whether courts can force private social media companies' host speech they would rather remove have been postponed on Monday. It could possibly be until the next political campaign in 2024.
Live Nation faces the fury of Taylor Swift fans. Today, the CFO of the Live Nation Entertainment and CEO of SeatGeek is set to testify 2 months after the Taylor Swift ticketing disaster. There was a heavy demand of Taylor Swift fans in mid-November that found it difficult to get tickets for her recent tour. The platform gave customers loading errors and no access to their desired tickets.
The Panthers hitting the ice against one of the best teams in the East.
That's still ahead, and so is this story.
The first couple months I was here, I literally was sick because of the mold. My shower makes my skin break out.
And students at the university in Florida are fighting to get a retired sports star from Miami to be their school's football coach. Newsbreak will be back in 2 minutes.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
There are a lot of ways to reach out to a friend about their mental health. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
Bill is a family man. He invests his money wisely and provides a good life for his children. Just one problem. He often opens emails from senders he doesn't know, and his computer is not password protected. One day, Bill checked his bank account and 94% of malware attacks originate from emails. Don't be like Bill. Take your cybersecurity seriously.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
Hey Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
One of the most feared defenders in NFL history is playing a different kind of defense after being removed from consideration for college coaching. Hundreds of students at Bethune-Cookman University here in Florida staged a peaceful protest.
Yesterday's protest was on the campus in Daytona Beach. Students at the historically black college are asking the university to restart contract negotiations with NFL legend and former Miami Hurricane Ed Reed. The Pro Football Hall of Fame broke off negotiations to be head football coach over poor conditions of the facilities. Reed later apologized, but the university decided this weekend to reopen its search for a football coach. Students reposting yesterday agreed with Reed's concern, sharing pictures on broken doors and mold in dorm rooms on campus.
The first couple months I was here, I literally was sick because of the mold. My shower makes my skin break out because they don't really care about the health of their students.
What is the next step? How do we get this solved? What can they do to make this better for all of the students here?
So far, the administration has not responded to the students' demands.
The Florida Panthers get declawed on the road against the New York Rangers. After a 5-game non-losing streak, the Cats take a devastating loss. Already by 2 points, the Rangers score a hat trick in the final period of the game to dominate the Panthers. The final score was Panthers 2, Rangers 6. The Panthers will move on to play the Pittsburgh Penguins tonight at 7 p.m.
That's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Leanna Batorbush.
I'm Hawa Ezel. Get more news anytime at sfmn.fiu.edu.